Amara's hands shook as she swiftly scrubbed the marble floors of the Prestige Grand Hotel's lobby, her eyes fixed downward, her heart racing in the soft hum of the early morning. Abruptly, a piercing voice broke the stillness. "Can someone please help? Does no one here speak French?" Amara froze, her breath catching in her chest. Her manager was nowhere to be found. Glancing up, she met the frantic gaze of an elegantly dressed woman, her distress unmistakable. Without hesitation, Amara stepped forward and responded gently in flawless French. "Je peux, madam." The lobby grew unnervingly quiet, heads turning, disbelief carved into every face. Amara's cheeks flushed as she felt the weight of their stares. Housekeepers were meant to be invisible, not heard. Then, from the dim hallway, the hotel's owner emerged, his eyes locked intently on Amara. Her stomach knotted with dread. Had she just made a catastrophic mistake? He stepped closer, his voice steady but commanding. "You in my office now." What would happen to Amara next? Subscribe to Real Life Stories New to find out, because you're about to see something unforgettable. The owner's footsteps rang sharply against the marble as he approached Amara, the air thick with tension. "You spoke French," he said softly, but with an edge that sliced through the quiet. Amara's throat tightened. "Yes, sir. I just wanted to help," she whispered, pride flickering through her fear. He studied her for a long moment. "How many languages do you speak?" Amara swallowed, her hands gripping the cleaning rag until her knuckles paled. "9. 9." His eyebrow arched, surprise blending with intrigue. "And no one knew?" "No one asked," she replied, her voice steadier now, a hint of defiance breaking through. Behind him, a manager appeared, arms crossed, eyes narrowing. "This isn't about talent, it's about rules," he snapped. "Housekeepers don't speak to guests in anything but English. It disrupts order." Amara held his gaze firmly. Maybe the order needs disrupting. The owner raised a hand, silencing the manager. "Enough. I want to know more about you." Later that day, Amara sat in a small, sterile office under relentless fluorescent lights, facing Mr. Harrington, the owner, who leaned forward, elbows on his desk. "Tell me how you learned all these languages while working here." Amara's gaze drifted to the window, the faint street noise barely audible below. "I study every spare moment, between cleaning rooms, after my brothers go to bed. It's the only way I keep hold of myself." "Your family?" She nodded, hesitating. "I'm raising 2 younger brothers since our parents passed. I work nights so I can be home during the day for school and homework." Mr. Harrington nodded slowly, his stern expression softening. "That's a heavy load to carry." "I don't have a choice," she said quietly. "But sometimes I wonder if anyone here even sees me, or if I'm just part of the background." "You're not background to me anymore," he said, his eyes darkening. "But others might see your rise as a threat." Word spread quickly. At the next staff meeting, Amara felt the weight of whispers like shadows closing in. "Think the owner's playing favorites?" one housekeeper muttered. "Probably just a stunt. They don't like us getting too smart," another hissed. Amara caught the words but kept walking, refusing to let their doubts become her burden. One evening, on her apartment's worn couch, the city's dull hum seeping through cracked windows, her brother Noah poked his head in, math book in hand. "Can you help with this problem?" She smiled wearily, pushing aside exhaustion. "Of course." As they worked, her phone buzzed, a message from Mr. Harrington. "Come to my office tomorrow. We need to talk about your role." Staring at the screen, the room felt too small, the silence pressing in. Was this her chance to step out of the shadows, or a descent into deeper uncertainty? The next day, the hotel's executive office hummed with unfamiliar faces. The owner introduced Amara not as a housekeeper, but as the new international guest liaison. Her heart pounded as murmurs rippled through the room. Some eyes gleamed with respect, others with barely concealed resentment. After the meeting, Vincent Cole, a senior executive with a sharp smile and sharper eyes, cornered her. Polyglot cleaner to executive? Impressive. But you know how this works, don't you? People like me don't lose power without a fight. Amara met his gaze unflinchingly. Then I'll fight, but not the way you expect. Weeks passed, and Amara excelled, navigating cultural protocols and language barriers with finesse. Yet beneath the surface, sabotage simmered, documents tampered with to discredit her, meetings she wasn't invited to, whispers meant to isolate. One afternoon, Vincent approached with a forged memo. Fix this before it costs you your job. Amara took the papers calmly. I already did. She presented corrected versions, precise and respectful. The room fell silent. Mr. Harrington appeared behind her. Thank you, Amara. This won't be overlooked. Vincent's face paled, but he said nothing. The power play was exposed. The tension didn't vanish, but respect grew. Colleagues sought her help. Her voice carried weight. One evening, Mr. Harrington found her alone in the break room. They're still talking. Amara's eyes were steady. Let them. I'm not invisible anymore. He nodded. You belong here, Amara. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Months later, Vincent's downfall came quietly but decisively. An investigation uncovered his attempts to sabotage Amara, manipulating documents, spreading false rumors. Faced with undeniable evidence, he was dismissed. In the aftermath, Amara stood in the hotel lobby, morning light streaming through grand windows. The whispers had faded, replaced by nods of acknowledgement. Her phone buzzed, a message from her youngest brother. You did it. She smiled, clutching her badge tightly. Her journey from silence to strength wasn't just hers. It was a beacon for those on the margins. In the quiet moments after Vincent's departure, Amara felt a subtle shift settle over the hotel, not marked by grand declarations, but by small, meaningful glances of respect. The hallways that once whispered doubts now echoed recognition. Yet for Amara, the true victory ran deeper than titles or approval. It was reclaiming her voice. She recalled nights hunched over textbooks while the city slept, the invisible weight of expectations pressing down. Now, standing tall beneath the hotel's soaring ceilings, she understood. Strength isn't about silence or invisibility. It's about being seen clearly, unapologetically, and refusing to be diminished by others' judgments. Her brothers' faces often came to mind. Two young lives shaped by resilience and hope. Amara knew her journey wasn't just hers. It was a bridge for them. Proof of what determination and honesty could achieve against towering odds. One afternoon, as she walked through the lobby, the soft hum of guests mingled with the gentle clink of glasses in the nearby cafe. Sunlight poured through grand windows, illuminating dust motes dancing like quiet celebrations. Amara paused, fingertips brushing the smooth marble railing, solid, enduring. It reminded her that foundations built on truth and grit withstand time's tests. This was her new reality, not perfect, but hers. A world where barriers could be broken, where voices once ignored now shaped conversations, and where courage was the quiet force behind every step forward. Amara's story is a powerful reminder that change begins when we refuse to shrink into the spaces carved for us and start forging new ones. That truth, no matter how deeply buried, will always rise to the surface. If Amara's journey inspired you, like and share this video. Help real-life stories new reach 10,000 subscribers so we can share more stories of real people overcoming real challenges. Your support makes all the difference.